I don't think any of us go behind people like directly trying to gain attention from people or gain respect from people. You don't really do that. And if you do that, I'm sorry, but I think there's something wrong with you. You need to stop doing that. But the point is, there's definitely a point in your life when you feel like people are not taking you seriously enough. They're taking you quite lightly because this is how I often felt for the most part during my school days. And basically, whenever I was in a social event, this is literally how I'd feel. It's like it's not even like people are intentionally trying to ignore you, but you get this feeling that you're just there and people don't really appreciate your presence and you're just kind of there for the sake of it. You're just existing. People don't really care about you, people don't really notice you, and it's not a really nice feeling. As much of an introvert as you are, you don't want to feel like people don't care about you in a way. It's not a very nice feeling, and often that's how I felt. And yeah, there's no and that's that. And usually what I would do, is obviously like literally any other kid, I would try to fit in, laugh at the stupid jokes to get along with them whenever they're in a little group, try and find my way in and stuff. And it was an extremely uncomfortable experience, but like I tried doing that because I wanted to be appreciated. I wanted to have friends, man. I wanted to like freaking be with people. I did not want to be that one alone kid who people didn't care about, because it was, again, it's not a nice feeling. But the thing is, when you actually try to do that, do what I did, when you try to go behind people, try to please them, and people will notice that. People will notice that whether it's intentional or not. People will just definitely notice you doing that, and that will only make them take you even less seriously. I'm sure you would have seen those people at some point, either at your office, your work, whatever, in school, college, whatever. There's some people who they make it almost very obvious that they are trying to gain validation from people. They're either super loud, or they crack the most stupid jokes. They make fun of themselves to make other people laugh and stuff like that. And this often comes from insecurity in themselves. You can just sense it. And do you tell me, like, do you honestly have respect for that person? You may laugh at them, whatever. You probably don't even have an ounce of respect for that person because they don't have respect for themselves. And you can't have respect for someone. You're just naturally not going to have any appreciation for someone when they don't really take themselves too seriously. So when you run behind people, they're only going to run away. I know this may sound counterintuitive, but if you want to gain respect from people, if you basically want to stop having people take you very lightly, you need to push away from them. Not intentionally. I'm not telling you to go and tell your friends, look, I hate you, you don't give me attention, I'm moving away. That's not what I mean. You almost have to just detach yourself from being too attached to them in a way. Stop constantly being behind them, trying to gain validation from them. You need to stop that and just start focusing on yourself, be it money, be it your looks, be it your health, be it your fitness, whatever. Focus on that and level that up, and I promise you, over time, it's not a 2 day 2 week process. It's going to take months, maybe even years, probably years. It took me years. And suddenly you're in these social events, or you're in a place where there's full of people, and perhaps you haven't seen a couple of them for a long time. That you will It's not even a direct thing. Will they come and suddenly talk to you and stuff, but you will notice people constantly. They'll treat you with more respect. The way they speak to you, the tone of the voice that they speak to you, they will treat you with more respect than they do with other people for some reason. um, Wherever you go, you will find a certain bunch of people following you or being in the same space as you, and they're not even doing that intentionally, but it's literally you attracting people. Attracting people means, I don't mean by your appearance, literally the kind of energy that you give off. I don't want to be cringy and be like aura, because everyone uses that now, but you create this personality. You either want to portray it or just become that kind of personality that you don't really care about other people, you don't really care about what's going on around you. And when you do that, if you actually like master that kind of perception that you want to show to others, I promise you, people will notice that. Even though you're basically trying to pretend like you don't care about anyone, people will literally notice that. They will hang on to that, and they'll talk about you. Okay, they'll talk about you, and you will notice it. You will notice it. Again, it's not direct. They're not going to come at you and be like, oh, I'm really interested into you. They're not going to do that, but you will notice it. You will notice it. People will be murmuring stuff behind your back and stuff. You will literally notice this kind of things, and the only way you gain this attention or attraction from people is by pushing away from them. If you keep running behind something, it's often kind of not going to want you. You kind of have to detach and attract things into your life instead of chasing things. I mean, it literally applies the same with women. How many times has a guy been successful when they actively like want a girlfriend, and that girl, they may even get a girlfriend, it's probably going to end in 2 weeks. So there are certain things in life that you need to focus on attracting into your life rather than, and the only way you're going to attract these things is actually by focusing on yourself. whatever it is, you try and put that work into yourself, and over time, naturally, those things will come into your life. It's not a case of you want something and you actively like run behind it. Obviously, there are certain things, for example, like money, or you want to buy something. Obviously, you kind of have to go behind it, but in most scenarios, especially bigger things, you kind of have to attract it into your, not kind of, like you actually have to attract it into your life by working on yourself than running behind it. And that's the same with gaining attention or gaining respect from people. When I was there, trying to fit in, trying to be with these people, almost actively trying to show interest in these people, I got nothing. I got absolutely nothing from these people, and eventually I just got sick of it and I gave up. I gave up, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to continue being myself. And then the moment I started putting work into myself, I'm not going to be like suddenly, oh, I'm the best looking guy in the world, I have the most money in the world, because anything but that. But I definitely know that I have improved on myself a lot than I was 4, 5, 6 years ago. And there's definitely a difference that people will show to you. Yeah, it's something that you can't even verbally explain. It's something you literally have to like do to experience. And if you've done it before, you probably have an idea as to what I'm talking about. But pulling away from certain things might actually make that thing cling on to you. And when you keep running behind some things, it's often most likely going to run further away from you. Hope you understand. It's almost like you're working out. There's a certain degree of effort that you need to put in. But at the same time, if you're going to the gym 3 times a day, you're probably going to hurt yourself, and it's not going to help you with building muscle, right? So yeah, that's it. Don't run behind people if you're trying to gain attention, respect, whatever from them. Just focus on yourself. I know it's a very easy thing to say, but focus on yourself in every aspect, every way possible. And I promise you, if you keep like manifesting those things in your head, it will come to you. Yeah.